I will show you the exact ad account I use to grow e-commerce brands to millions of dollars. It's also the same ad account structure that I use to take this brand from 20K per month to 340K per month in just 4 months. It's surprising how much people overcomplicate the media buying side of things when it comes to e-commerce. But in reality, the simpler it is, the more it can scale. Why? Because when you do this, you consolidate machine learning and your AI becomes smarter, which means your ads perform better. Now, this video is not for you if you're constantly looking out for the fancy tricks and tactics and hacks that people talk on Twitter or YouTube or wherever you look for information. This video is going to be very fundamental, and we're going to talk about the strategies and fundamentals that are going to put your business in a position to scale. No fancy tactics, just the fundamentals and the strategies that actually work. So this is the structure. It's called the one campaign setup. It consists of one campaign per country. Now, within this campaign, you want to make sure that you click on the option for Advanced Budget Plus. This is what it used to be called a CBO, a campaign budget optimization. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because this way you're allowing the algorithm to make the money decisions for you, meaning the algorithm is going to choose where to put the money you give it. Now, if you have an e-commerce brand, you want to make sure that it is under a purchase objective. No engagement, no followers, no likes, not website clicks, awareness, or engagement campaigns. We're looking for sales. When you tell the algorithm you want sales, it's going to optimize and learn according to people who actually are likely to buy from your brand. You want to educate the algorithm with as much data as you can about this purchase objective. Now, within this campaign, you're going to create a Winners Adset. Okay, this adset is going to be where you place all the creatives that are currently winning for your brand. If you're not really running ads already, you just want to put all the creatives that you think are going to have the highest likelihood of performing for your brand in this ad set. Now, it's really important that in this ad set, you use broad targeting, meaning that there are no interests, no lookalikes, no specifications on age, gender. If your brand is very specific to one gender, you might as well want to put that. Either way, the algorithm is probably going to not show it to the gender that you're not supposed to be shown to. So if you want to specify that, that's okay. But the rest, placements, interests, and everything on the ad set page, you want to leave it blank. This way, you're not putting any boundaries for the algorithm to learn, and you're feeding the algorithm the most amount of data it can. At the same time, you're creating the most scalable environment for your brand. Now, one of the questions I get usually is, Miguel, how many ads should I add into the Winners Adset? Now, there is no specific number of ads, but I would say at least 5 ads would be good so that the algorithm has at least 5 options to choose. Now, there is no limit as to how much you want to put there, because at the end of the day, because it's a CBO campaign, meaning or Advantage Plus budget campaign, it means that the algorithm is the one deciding where to put the spend. So usually you're not really going to get a lot of spend on all the ads. There's probably going to be one ad that outperforms the majority of the other ads, and the rest of the ads are just going to be complementary to that ad, usually. Now, you just want to leave it so that the algorithm decides and it learns. It creates personalized customer journeys with the assets you give it. So to the question, as many ads as you think it's going to work, put them in the winning ad set. Now, as you start to see where the spend goes and as you start to see which ads are the winners, you want to start doing creative testing. And what you're going to do is, on top of that winner ad set on your one campaign setup, you're going to start creating testing ad sets. I used to create these ad sets with this tool called DCT, which stands for Dynamic Creative Testing. Now, this is a tool that Meta decided to discontinue, so they don't offer it anymore. Now they're calling it flexible ad sets. I recommend you test this out for your brand, but you also test normal ad sets, because I've seen with numerous of the brands that I work with that sometimes flexible ads will start to do some optimizations that are truly not helping the ad set. So you want to test it out for your brand, because sometimes it works really well and sometimes it just doesn't work. So it's a new product, test it out for your brand. And the way you can test it out is you just duplicate the test you were going to make anyways, one with flexible and one without the flexible tool, and you're going to see the results. At the end of the day, you're letting the algorithm pick where to put the money. You just need to see where the money's going and what are the metrics on those ad sets. Whichever is the winner, you leave that one, and the other one, you turn it off. Now, let's go to the ad level. So within these ad sets, within these creative testing ad sets, what you want to do is you want to have 3 creatives, 2 headlines, and 2 primary texts. The headline, you're going to pick one old winning headline, and the new one is going to be whatever you want to test, whatever you want to test to beat the old one, the old winner. Same thing with the primary text. You want to create a primary text that is the old winner, and then a new one, which you have a new hypothesis to basically outperform the old winner. At the end of the day, you're just trying to give Meta some options so that your ad, your creative test, your concept is put in a position to succeed. Now, if you're going to do it using a normal ad set, all you have to do is put 3 different ads with the same 2 primary texts and 2 headlines on every single ad. This way, you're creating a controlled environment and you let the algorithm pick which one's the winner. Now, you want to do that for every single creative concept that you want to test. If your test is not getting any spend, it means your asset is not scalable for the algorithm. So don't be romantic about it. Just create a new one and keep going. If it starts getting spend, what you want to do is monitor the spend with the conversion metrics. And that way you're going to determine if you turn off or leave on that asset. When your ads start getting spend and when you see there's a switch in new assets getting spent, you also want to take a look at the blended metrics of your brand to determine if this new ad is a winner or a loser. After doing that, you will be able to optimize the ad account, and this will be a seamless process to continuously optimize the ad account. And usually it doesn't really take more than 5 hours per week. Now, if you're marketing to multiple countries, you want to apply this one campaign setup for every single country. Now, the brands I work with, they all sell in different countries, and I apply this one campaign setup for every country. What you're going to notice is sometimes the ads that work in some countries are not the ones that are going to work in the other countries. So you just want to optimize accordingly. There are numerous benefits to this one campaign setup. Even Meta decided to create a blog on this. So you can check it out here. I'll leave a link in the description so that you can check it out. Basically, the main benefits are the following. First of all, with this simple structure, you're maximizing machine learning, which is really, really important. You go from spending money on the ad account to investing money in the ad account because your assets only become smarter over time. And what do I mean by that? Not only do they perform better, but they also become more scalable. Now, another great benefit, maybe one of the best ones, is that you, by creating a CBO or Advantage Budget Plus campaign, what you're doing is you're creating a controlled environment. So that means that you can now decide, I want to change a product on my website. I want to change an offer. I want to do whatever the high impact test is on your website or on the backend. You can measure it because when you create a controlled environment, you have stable traffic, you have stable variables, and you're only changing one thing at a time. Whereas if you have multiple campaigns and multiple objectives, multiple different audiences coming to your site, it is very hard to measure the high impact tests that are usually the ones that are going to scale your brand. This also makes it really easy to make creative tests. Really just need to understand where the spend is going and what the algorithm is trying to tell you. Now, to understand if a creative is a winner or not, I'm going to have a whole different video for that because that is really important. And yeah, we do something called the 5PI analysis, which allows you to understand exactly how to measure the creatives. But that will be in another video. So leave a comment if you want me to create another video and I'll do it. This also makes it really easy to test creatives on the ad account. By creating a controlled environment, you literally are letting the algorithm tell you which ads are the best. So a lot less work on you and a lot more money. At the end of the day, the algorithm has a lot more data than us. All we have to do is manage the machine. Leave me a comment if you would find valuable if I create a whole new video on how we analyze creatives and what metrics we use to determine if a creative is a winner creative or not a winner. Now, the last benefit of this one campaign structure is it creates the most stable and predictable source of traffic. Now, why is this important? Because this is going to allow you to scale in the healthiest way possible. As an e-commerce brand owner, you need to make your brand predictable. If you don't have a predictable brand, you're going to sell out. You're not going to be able to do your forecast correctly, and it's going to be a nightmare. So you want to have a stable and predictable source of traffic so that you can scale in a healthy way. Media buying is one of the most important parts of getting your e-commerce brand to over 100K per month every single month. And as I explained earlier, this is one of the reasons why I was able to take brands to 300, 400, 500K per month, even $1 million per month. You think your brand is in a position to scale and you know your brand has what it takes to get to the next level, I invite you to go to the link in the description below and schedule a call with my team so that we can take a look and see if your brand is scalable at the moment and if we're a good fit to help your brand go to over 100K per month.